Time now for a look at what's been grabbing the headlines around the world with Catherine Viette. Hello again, Catherine.
Hi, Thomas.
And obviously, the paper's still talking a lot about the life of the boxing legend Muhammad Ali.
Indeed they are. And I just want to take you through some of the front pages of today's papers. We're going to start with American paper USA Today, and they're featuring a photo of a triumphant Ali with his fists raised in victory. And their headline there is saying that we care about Ali because his greatness went far beyond the ring. Also, the British paper, The Guardian, featuring another photo of Ali on their front page. This is in the classic boxing pose. And inside the paper, they have reports on all the tributes that have been pouring in for the superstar. And even here in France, the press is featuring Ali. And we have an image of his mighty fist, another iconic image of Ali.
That's a great photo,
and
yeah.
that's gracing the front page of Libération with the headline, "He was a king."
But of course, lots of papers are talking about his influence outside the boxing ring.
Yes, that's right. He's sort of well remembered for his wit and wisdom. He kind of has the nickname of the Louisville Lip from Louisville, Kentucky, from where he's from. So Time magazine has rounded up what they've labeled 6 of his best quotes, and I'll leave you with this one. It's very familiar to anybody who's ever heard anything that Ali has ever said. Sting like a bee, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble. And that was said before his 1964 fight with Sonny Liston.
And you found one paper that's found a piece about how he would personally have liked to have been remembered.
That's right. This is courtesy of Slate, and this goes back to an interview he gave back in 1975, actually in Playboy magazine, where he was asked if he thought he'd be remembered as the greatest boxer of all time. Now, his reply is a bit longer. I'm just going to excerpt a little bit here. Here's part of it. This is what Ali said. "I'd like to be remembered as a black man who won the heavyweight title and who was humorous and who treated everyone right." And to read the rest, you can go and head to Slate.
Indeed. Let's move on now to the latest on the Brexit. And a new poll in the UK is showing support for the Leave campaign. That support's increased.
That's right. We sort of touched on this in Business with Stephen. It was a YouGov poll taken over the weekend and showing that 4-point lead for the Leave camp now. 45%, as was mentioned, want to go compared to 41% who want to stay. And that's with just 2 weeks before the vote. 11% are remaining undecided. And this has the country's trade unions very worried, as The Guardian is reporting. They are warning that a British exit from the EU would allow a Tory government to dismantle hard-won rights for workers on such things as maternity leave, vacation, equality. And union leaders are saying that the social and cultural benefits of remaining in the EU far outweigh any advantages of leaving.
But of course, the rest of Europe is pleading the UK to stay with them.
That's right. So we have from the French newspaper Le Figaro has found that 2/3 of Europeans believe the British shouldn't leave. Not surprisingly, Germany is topping that list, 79% wanting the UK to stay. Germans here don't want to see the union fall apart. But what's also interesting about the poll in Le Figaro is that it also measures whether people think the UK will vote to leave, whether the British themselves will vote to leave. And it says that because most Europeans really don't want this to happen, they don't believe that when push comes to shove, the British will actually vote to exit the EU.
And the Washington Post has drawn a comparison between the Brexit vote and the forthcoming US presidential elections.
This is an op-ed by Larry Sanders. He's a former Treasury Secretary and past president of Harvard University. Now, he says that both elections are pitting angry populists against the traditional establishment, and that right now, both could yield outcomes that would have seemed inconceivable not so long ago. But while the financial markets have been reacting to every piece of Brexit news, every new poll, they seem much less sensitive to what he's calling Trump risk. And it's Sanders' opinion that Trump poses a much worse threat to the global economy than a British exit. And in fact, he believes that if the U.S. elects Trump this November, that we can expect a protracted recession within the next 18 months. And he lists several reasons why.
Okay, Catherine Viette, thank you very much for that spin through the international press. Time now for a very quick break. There's more world news and headlines coming up in just a few moments' time, as well as, of course, our focus report, which looks at how one law in Italy has changed witness protection in the fight against the mafia there. Do stay with us if you can. Live from Paris continues.